Last section of chapter 5, 4.5 is solving systems of linear inequalities. So now we get to combine the different things we've done. We've done inequalities and we've done systems. So now we're doing systems of linear inequalities. So we may be asked a question, what are the solutions to the system of linear inequalities? Y is greater than x minus 2, y is less than or equal to negative x plus 1. So we know for inequalities we need to make a graph. So for a system we need to graph both inequalities. So the top inequality, y is greater than x minus 2. That has a y-intercept of negative 2, and it has a slope of 1, so we'd go up 1 over 1, and there's no equals to, so that's a dotted line. And greater than is above, so we're shading above the line. For the bottom inequality, the y-intercept is 1, and the slope is negative 1, so we go down 1 over 1. That has an equals to, so that's a solid line. And we have less than shades below the line. So what we want to do is graph both of these on the same coordinate plane. We don't want to make two different graphs. So we graph both of them on the same graph, and then we can see where they overlap. We don't want to really shade both parts. We only want to shade what overlaps. So they overlap here in the left region. So that's what we want to shade. That is the solution to both inequalities. Now, sometimes we run into a situation where we have something that looks like this. So the top inequality, a y-intercept of 2, a slope of negative 1, down 1 over 1, greater than, so we're shading above the line. The bottom one, y-intercept of negative 2, a slope of negative 1, down 1 over 1, no equals to, that's a dotted line, less than is below the line. So below this line and above this line, these don't overlap at any point. And so for this, there is no solution. Finally, if we're given a system on a graph, we want to be able to write the system of inequalities that describes that graph. So the red line has a y-intercept of 3, and we can see we'd go up 1, up 2, and over 1. That gives us that slope, and it's a dotted line. The bottom, or the blue line, has a y-intercept of 4, and that goes down 1 and over 1, and that's a solid line. So we have the equations for the lines, y equals 2x plus 3, y equals negative x plus 4. So now for the red line, we can see it's shaded all below. So that's going to be less than, and that's a dotted line, so no equals to. For the blue line, we can see we're shading everything above. So that's going to be greater than, and that's a solid line, so greater than or equals to. So there's our system of inequalities. Y is less than 2x plus 3, y is greater than or equal to negative x plus 4. So there's our quick review, and that finishes chapter 4.